The following program is presented in its original form. It may contain some content that does not reflect Hirotaku or Raju Nihon's corporate views and may not be suitable for all viewers. WRW characters are online nerds with entitlement issues and believe that they have a say in anything produced by their worship. You can block access to all programs and others like it using the parental controls in your WRW accounts. Wait a minute, we don't have those.
This is WRW, We Rule Wrestling, Hirotaku's only wrestling podcast featured on Raijo Nihon. I am one of your hosts and founders, Wheelchair21, as well as my co-star, Visible Ninja.
I'm a renegade on the run from the law.
Well, anyways, on today's show, it's pretty much going to be a Wrestlemania Extravaganza, because this is the week before Mania. We'll be featuring news leading in, and our predictions. First off on news this week, which will be, I guess, discussed by me, we found out that Undertaker has safely arrived, and he will be able to, well, compete, for his Bray Wyatt match. As well as we learned that WrestleMania 32 may be his final match, his retirement match, and that WrestleMania is supposed to be some kind of extravaganza, that there's going to be a call to arms to all WWE legends that are still capable of wrestling in ring. There was also some brief mention about Ric Flair. I guess it's because they believe he's actually crazy enough to try to pull a stunt like that to wrestle once again, even though he's medically not cleared. We also found out that this year's Hall of Fame induction ceremony will be done by not Jerry the King Lawler, but supposedly Ava Marie. At that point, social media was ablaze. It just took one redhead to make the internet go nuts. Also, in other news, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale has been pushed to the pre-show alongside the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match for the Tag Team Championships. Thus meaning, people expect that because this match was pushed down, the main matches that have been already promoted heavily will get more time. A lot of people believe most of the time will be going either towards the main event or to the actual ladder match, due to the fact of how many men are in there and how well it's been hyped and amped. Also, they believe a portion of that will also extend out to the Divas bout. Honestly, it kind of makes sense since most Battle Royales in the past have always been on the pre-show or the dark show. As for other news, Rey Mysterio is considering retirement due to the, sad incident that had happened in AAA where a move he had performed unintentionally killed his opponent, and that was just a thing of shock and awe because it was very unexpected. Visible Ninja, I did not see that coming. And when watching it in the
they've since found that it actually wasn't because of Rey, though it's still unclear. Most people are figuring that the guy hurt his head after he got hurricanranaed out of the ring by, Manic, a.k.a. what's his face? T.J. Perkins?
I can't remember what his actual... I think it's T.J. Perkins?
Yeah, most people are figuring they actually got injured there because better views of the match, like an almost ringside look at the match, shows that Rey's 619 basically didn't even connect to the back of the guy's head.
Well, no, a lot of people believe it's the drop kick after the whiplash he got from the hurricanrana to the back of the neck, and then he caught his throat right on the ring ropes. They believe all of it has been played into effect of causing the neck snap. Nevertheless, this man, I don't know him exactly. I don't watch enough AAA. But it's a shame that he has passed.
Yeah, and even to the point to make a legend like Rey Mysterio consider retiring because of it. It's kind of heavy.
Like I said, we still feel sorry for this incident. We feel sorry for him. We feel sorry for Rey. We feel sorry for all the wrestlers in there that even told the refs that something was wrong when the match was allowed to continue. Yeah. We feel sorry for all parties. Anyways, pretty much that's most of our... Oh, yeah. breaking news that had just come out just a few minutes ago while I was talking about Pedro Igo's untimely death is there is a NXT tournament being held at Fan Access. Winner of the NXT tournament will be put into the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale. That has just come up in my news feed. So, Visible Ninja, as of the thoughts leading into WrestleMania and for next year's WrestleMania, what do you have to say?
Okay, well, about Mania 32 possibly being Taker's last, I mean, it's kind of, the writing's been on the wall for a few years, but probably it probably became most apparent last year with the thrashing he took from Lesnar that Taker just can't take too much more. I mean, his body's been broken, and it's just getting to the point where, if the man doesn't stop, he's going to kill himself. That said, I still hope that he, gives us a great match this year versus Bray Wyatt, because I'm sure the two of them could probably tell a pretty good story with the match. But, yeah, by the sounds of it, I don't know, like, putting a call to arms to any, still able-bodied legends might sound like we might be getting maybe kind of I hate to call it kind of a senior battle royale, but I do get the feeling we might be getting kind of a tournament, like a little tournament here among the alumni who are still, in fit condition to wrestle for the privilege of, wrestling Taker in his final match. What do you think about that, Chair?
I don't know. All I know is we're gonna have a crazy call to arms. It's going to be crazy and unexpected stuff.
Well, then again, like I said, I've also heard a lot about things like some people feel that his final match should be against Kane, his quote unquote brother. Which would be apt. Kind of going out against his kayfabe brother and kind of settling that storyline once and for all, and just burying it to pun a phrase there. That would be great. Really, in the end, it's Taker's match to call. Really, if he says, if he comes, barring any unforeseen circumstance. I mean, for all we know, like 31 this year might wind up being his last one. For all we know, he might get too severely injured to continue anymore. But, with all, best case scenario, he comes back for 32, which maybe is his last, then it's going to be basically his show. Whatever he wants to happen will happen. I mean, obviously they're not going to, invent necromancy to bring back dead superstars or anything, but, which would be awesome.
Hey man, Undertaker has that power.
Well, no, I'm just saying, though,
necromancy
like if Taker wants it to happen and it's within reason, it will happen. And so, like I said, if Taker wants to fight a specific person, he's going to fight that specific person. If he's okay with maybe doing an alumni battle royale to see who has the right to face him in his final match, then so be it. Whatever he wants, it's going to happen. So yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Well, we know that the
Legends thing.
The Legends is for
no, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, the Legends thing could be unrelated. But I'm just saying, well, no, I was just thinking, well, what if that, that could be a possibility, though?
All I know is,
I mean, obviously, yeah,
it's something just crazy.
I mean, it is most likely unrelated, but it's just kind of like what if that was true, though? I mean, yeah, but like I said, like if Taker says it's his last match, then he's probably gonna, have a good idea how to go out on a high note, and like I said, what he wants is gonna happen. So I wait to see how 31 turns out first and foremost before we start planning for WrestleMania 32, shall we? But that's gonna be cool. As for the Hall of Fame thing, let's just say, despite what the company thinks and they think that Eva Marie is actually quite popular with the universe, let's just say she's not. She's not. In fact, it's to the point where, as Wheelchair 21 told me before we went to shooting, after the announcement that Eva Marie was hosting the Hall of Fame instead of Jerry the King Lawler, scalped tickets to the Hall of Fame induction ceremony have nosedived down to about $25, when before they were clearing $200 easily. So, Yeah, it looks like Eva Marie is a box office poison. What do you think about that, Chair?
Yeah, I wasn't even gonna bring that up until you brought it up, but
Yeah.
yeah, Eva Marie's beautiful body, beautiful and banging body, but no personality, killed the Hall of Fame induction ceremony.
I mean, I personally don't believe this,
Like, she
but
would have to be in a dress that is showing a lot to get people to be
I
paying
mean, hey, she
attention.
might. You never know. Yeah, but that's the thing. Like I personally don't believe this, but there are some, say, fairly, I would say, prominent members of the universe who believe that Eva Marie was never brought on to be a wrestler. She was brought on explicitly for eye candy for Total Divas and nothing else, as well as another kind of diva for WWE to market. Which I can kind of see that. I mean, Eva has barely been in the ring, and when she has, it's been horrible.
It's been Kelly year
But
one-tastic.
yeah, but I more see it as the company realizing, okay, Eva needs more time to work on her ring ability and her mic skills. So let's, maybe position her to be almost more like a model initially while we work on, her in-ring ability, on her mic skills. That's just me. I think that they're just kind of slowly building her up like that. But in the meantime, they're using her in a way that is being somewhat receptive. Because when you don't factor in ring ability, Eva Marie is actually quite popular with the universe. But
Because,
as the chair would
masturbation
point out,
proclamation.
it's solely because of her looks, though. So
Masturbation proclamation.
yeah, which honestly,
And don't forget the dumb kitty little girls that believe she is someone to be, respected and idolized.
and
Like Project would say. Because Project's here.
oh, and speaking of, yeah, so Project, what do you think about Eva Marie being box office poison?
Yeah, well, WWE is committing dark on.
Well, yeah, have you heard that it's to the point where scalp tickets to the Hall of Fame induction ceremony, the prices for them on eBay have nosedived down to like $20 because they announced he's going to be hosting it.
You know who should have had as a host?
Yeah.
Renee Young.
You know who they should have had as a host? Exactly. There you go. The internet darling and the stable, the one who keeps Dean Ambrose stable.
No. Her Blowjowskis keep him stable. She only keeps him stable with the pleasure she delivers.
On the mic.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah, it's kind of box office poison. We previously talked about Wrestlemania 32 possibly. Oh, no, go ahead.
Whose dumbass idea was it to put Eva Marie as the host anyway?
Corporate.
Yeah. I mean, Jerry, again.
Corporate? Somebody should...
I mean, Jerry is getting up there in years, and they've been trying to get him off TV as much as they can recently, ever since, the heart attack. So, yeah, I guess they're doing what they can to lessen his workload.
She's called Renee Young, is a simple answer.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Yeah, Renee, like if they're going with anybody other than the King, yeah, I definitely agree it should have been Renee, but... the freaking corporate's in love with her. The universe is in love with her, so it'd be a win-win. But they went with Eva Marie for some reason.
You know what? I would rather have Corey goddamn Graves as the goddamn host than Eva Marie.
No one wants CM Punk version 2 on the mic.
You know what? How about Jimmy Jacobs? Yeah, there you go. That guy has some mic skills. There you go. He works for them now.
No, you know who they should put on the mic if they're not going to put Renee on the mic? If they want a real person that knows about Hall of Fame shit, Mean Gene, because, he likes to work for WWE when he's not busy working for WWE.
Exactly. You know what? Joey Styles.
He's already done that a couple of times. They didn't like it.
Has he? I don't think he's done that.
He did. I think he did 2005 and 2006. He did one of those years.
You know what? Imagine if I think there's gonna be 1 year. It's gonna be a bunch of Paul Heyman guys going to the Hall of Fame. So
no. It'll just be called the ECW Hall of Fame ceremony as a joke.
Well, you know who the headliner of that is. It's gonna be Sandman, RVD, and Raven.
No, if you know what, be the best thing if they could pull out of their ass, Taz.
Yeah, I mean, he's too busy working for that shitty company on a network that no one here in Canada watch.
Yeah, he's too busy with Total Nonstop Awful.
But
Yeah.
can we continue with the news?
Go on.
Yeah, we were talking about I'll just kind of recap Project here, like how we were talking about how it's come out that Mania 32 may be Taker's last one, assuming he survives, this year, and how at the same time WWE has put out a call to arms to any alumni who are still in wrestling condition, possibly for some kind of big grand kind of celebration match.
So Steve Austin, The Rock. Wait, we're talking legends though. So we're talking.
And this is going to be in Texas.
With the exception of Ric Flair, they're calling everyone.
Yeah, and this will be in Texas because they're doing some super like extravaganza. One to be like Undertaker send off, and two for just shits and giggles.
You know why? Because they want to fill up Cowboy Stadium. Cowboy Stadium can hold how many people?
A lot of peoples.
Almost 100,000.
Something like that.
It's like 90. It can hold like 96,000, I think.
Yeah, but remember, wrestling arena setup, they can put 100,000 people in there.
Yeah, that's true.
It's
a
wrestling setup, right?
Yeah.
Because usually they break attendance records for stadiums. So that means because the way they set up the stadium, they can fit 100 grand.
Yeah, so that means Austin, quit bitching about that broken neck of yours. You're getting back in the ring.
Imagine if they get CM Punk and Stone Cold to go to wrestle at WrestleMania 32.
Yeah,
Phil Brooks.
You mean Phil bitch?
Sorry, Phil Brooks. Phil Brooks.
Yeah, no, that ain't happening. Like
CM Puss.
Like I'm gonna say this right now, Project. I could probably learn to walk faster than it takes for them to sign a one night only thing.
Yeah. WWE really isn't keen on that kind of stuff. I know. So.
Well, think of who do they have? Who do you think? We should probably list wrestlers that they're probably gonna put the call to.
We'll do that another day.
After this podcast,
okay.
We'll record it and then what's it called? Yeah, we'll go on a list. We'll write a list down.
Yes, we'll do a list and we'll just insert it into next week's episode when we also talk about.
Yeah, the other one. The only real other news story we had was that how apparently it's come out that Rey Mysterio was heavily considering retirement after the incident in AAA where he killed.
He did not kill. It was an accident, man. Come on, I've seen the video multiple times.
Yeah, well, we know, but that's
but it's still the whole incident is apparently having Ray considering actually finally going into retirement, though.
It has Ray scared.
He's gotten a lot of flack though, but he doesn't deserve it.
I know
he's traumatized by it, which is unfortunate, but like people who bash him saying he killed somebody they're all idiots.
I know, like that 619 didn't even smack the guy in the back of the head either.
It was a freak accident.
Yeah, which does happen, but yeah, it was unfortunate. But Ray, like you said, Ray's getting flack for it, even though it wasn't his fault. But...
Listen, guys, accidents like Visible Ninja are more of a freak accident than dying from a dropkick and Hurricanrana combination.
Think about it though, like it's just a reminder for like the fans that wrestling, although it's scripted, it's still fucking real.
Yeah.
Shit goes down in the ring. And that's a fucking reminder to everybody who thinks they can do this business or talk shit about wrestling. It's like, oh, it's fake. Well,
hey guys, I'm living proof. How do you think I got in the wheelchair?
Sorry, Wheels, my bad.
Because you hate life?
Project hit a really bad powerbomb on me because he's a bitch.
Oh, sorry. I thought last I remember, I thought Optimus Prime ran you over.
He Kevin Owens that shit.
I did not. Okay, Sam. You did not Sami Zayn you, sir.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You took my title. In the name of
okay, fine. In his defense, he should have seen that coming.
I did.
In my defense, he should have seen that coming.
I saw that coming, unlike Sami Zayn. Anywho, I think we should go and talk about the cards because we have the things called the cards. You know what we're going to talk about on today's cards? Monday Night Raw, read by Visible Ninja.
Yeah, because not a whole lot else happened today. All right, I just gotta wait for my Skype to load so I can get the cards.
This is a really shitty episode.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, it kind of was. So yeah, okay.
No, I'm talking about you and I are treating this show like shit.
Oh.
I just showed up. I didn't even know you guys were recording.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, we started off with. We started with a pretty damn good promo by the one and the only, the icon, the Stinger, coming out to. What was that?
We started off with Nitro.
Yeah.
Nitro.
We got into a time machine and went back to 1997. So.
Let's just say Wheelchair was so fucking confused.
Yeah. Sting comes out and actually cuts a really good promo, only for, the Queen herself to strut out and, of course, kind of poke fun at Sting, basically saying, yeah, if you lose, my husband's gonna Benoit you, so, good luck with that. And, of course, after Sting went after Steps, Trips kind of comes out and stops that shit cold.
And then Benoit.
Yeah. Which kind of set the tone for the evening, which is going to be confusing what WTF match is. Anyways, first off, we had Ambrose and R-Truth versus Stardust and Luke Harper, which was, all kinds of what the hell. But in the end, actually, Ambrose and R-Truth are actually able to pull one over on them and score a pinfall thanks to R-Truth. Next up, we got the promo with since the WWE sponsors the Special Olympics every year. And this year, the universe did not want Brock Lesnar to F5, special needs children, unlike last year.
Wait, what? Really?
Yeah, that was a thing last year.
That was a thing? Oh my god.
Yeah, people were more than one person on my Twitter feed commented how much they wanted Lesnar to run up the ramp and F5 those kids.
Oh my god, that's horrible.
Yeah. Anyways, next up we had
the worst part was Visible Ninja cracked a smile while reading it.
Okay, sort of. Anyways, we got a pretty solid Reigns promo talking about, the hate that the universe is giving him, but how he's going to put on a hell of a show at WrestleMania, and he's going to prove that he can beat the Beast. Anyways, next up we had match 2, which was the Miz's, Miz and Mizdow, and the Ascension with Adam Rose, taking on the Primetime Perrys, Eric Rowan, Zack Ryder, and Ryback, because yes, Zack Ryder still exists in the company.
Wait,
but Ryback was able to hit.
What's a Zack Ryder? What is that?
No, long story short, the Ascension and Rose didn't do much, and the Miz's got taken down by some meat hooks, with Ryback scoring the pin for the team. So yeah, there's at least another win in Zack Ryder's record.
He didn't have to do anything.
That makes it the best part. Okay, next up we had a voted on the app match of Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins and J&J Security. But believe it or not, Orton pretty much took it to Rollins and J&J, pretty much decimating J&J, and Rollins actually, he got legend killed almost, with Orton scoring a pinfall. Next up we have a Cena promo talking about Rusev, and, how he's Russian and all that jazz. And no boring Russian lawyer this time, thank God. Next up, we had an interesting angle between AJ and Paige as they're, best buds now, or frenemies, or, whatever they are now, anyways. Next up, we had a Divas match of Nikki versus Paige with, believe it or not, Nikki pulling out the pinfall on this one because...
Show him about it.
Yeah. Let's just say the...
God damn it, he's ordering shawarma while doing the podcast.
Shawarma!
You're welcome.
Shawarma! Anyways, yeah, Nikki won it because, Bella bullshit. And yeah, let's just say Nikki and Brie were all swaggery. So we all know that AJ and Paige are going to get payback. And they just might. Next up, we had a bizarre promo between special guest star Snoop Dogg, formerly Snoop Lion, formerly Snoop Dogg. It's confusing. Anyways, yeah, so Snoop Dogg comes out to cut a promo since Snoop is actually a wrestling fan, and he's been to a few WrestleManias before. So it was pretty nice hearing Snoop, talking, only for freaking Axelmania to come strutting out, talking about how, he deserves to be at WrestleMania and all that bullshit. Only for Snoop to call on one of his buddies. And who is this? Well, none other than the Hulkster brother. And let's just say the Hulkster and Snoop proceeded to tear Axelmania a new one. And yeah, it turns out that Snoop is also a Hulkamaniac, and with the help of the Hulkster, they were able to bounce Axel right out of the ring. Because what you gonna do when the Hulkster and the dog run wild on you?
Smoke some weed.
Hells yeah. That's probably why Hogan knows Snoop Dogg.
Maybe.
You know, he was Nick's hookup. I'm just saying.
No, too soon.
Just saying. Anyways, match 5, we got another so-called interspecies match with Los Matadores and El Torito versus Kid Cesaro and Natty. But the Matadors actually able to pull one over on old Swiss Canada and Canada on this one with a pinfall, which is great. Match 6 was an absolutely brutal match between Rusev and Swagger, and let's just say Rusev was kind of getting some revenge for the whole Cena ruthless aggression angle when he basically almost killed Rusev and forced Lana into accepting the match for at WrestleMania. Well, let's just say Rusev pretty much almost killed Swagger because, yeah. But of course, then Cena rushes in and pretty much takes it to Rusev, which was pretty good. Next up, we had Bray Wyatt and passing judgment on Undertaker that he is a coward and he will lose the match. Match 7, which was our, technical main event, was Daniel Bryan versus Dolph Ziggler, but this was actually pretty well showstopper with both men really going at it, but in the end, Ziggler was able to score the pinfall because he is the show-off. Next up, we had a huge ladder brawl because, to promote the Intercontinental Championship ladder match, and it was awesome. And, of course, we end off with a pretty good Lesnar-Roman Reigns promo, which, surprisingly enough, is not going to be the last we're going to see of Lesnar, since he has apparently re-signed for 3 years, kissing UFC goodbye. So,
I think you should remind people who interviewed him when he made his announcement.
He was on Sports Center, right?
Yep, I guess we interviewed him when he announced. He used to be a coach of some sort.
Oh, it was a chick though in the video package.
Oh no, but the coach was talking to him too. He was there.
So coach was there. Big deal. Coach sucks.
He's a lot better than that guy. What's his name? Mike Adamle. That guy. The guy who called Jeff Hardy Jeff Harvey.
But no one could remember what Jeff Hardy's real name is because he's a drug addict.
Alleged. Oh wait, no. So yeah, he is. Sorry. No, never mind. I was gonna say allegedly, but
so anyway,
wait, no, he is.
Regardless, that was Raw this week. Chair and or project. What'd you think of this last Raw before Mania?
Yeah, project. What did you think of Raw?
It went out on the Raw went flaccid. Put it that way. For the go home Raw. Yeah, it was a little, disappointing. Like, the matches were great, but just the build up for the main event, not so. Yeah, I don't know.
What did you want them to do? Dancing Dragon do the hula?
No, maybe Roman Reigns spears Paul Heyman, then he gets F5'd or something, and then yeah.
Oh, you were actually hoping for an actual contact ending. Something WWE said they would not do.
You mean like a brawl where the entire locker room has to separate them? Kind of that deal? That would have been nice.
Oh, you mean something retro?
Yep. Like they go on a brawl and then the entire locker room kind of just tries to break them apart and they can't do it. And then the
locker room gets destroyed instead.
Yeah, they did. Both guys destroyed the entire locker room. There you go. How to build up fucking Roman Reigns? Help he and Brock destroy the locker room because they want to get at each other.
We can't let them kill each other, but we'll let them kill the roster. Okay.
Exactly, right? Then Brock walks away with the belt, and you're like, oh, I'm the fucking goddamn.
And then he's the fucking goddamn what? The goddamn Batman?
No, I remember, I'm driving right now, so I'm recording this podcast with you, and I'm driving.
Yeah, so guys, we're just gonna say this right now. Do not text and drive. Bad things will happen to you.
I am not texting and driving. It's called a Bluetooth system on my car.
Still bad for you. We're a bad example. This entire episode's a bad example.
Too bad Olga's not here so he can be the voice of my car. We can holler at, the ladies.
Let's not say we did. Let's just not.
Chair, yeah. Thoughts?
This Raw.
Puerto Ricans are lazy, Michael.
You made an appearance.
You guys are evil.
Oh God, 3 more days.
This
I know.
This episode
are you keeping track of the item? Is the tracking showing up in America already?
This episode is so gone to shit.
Say what?
You're welcome. India Echo Lima Delta. That's why.
This show went so to shit so fast.
Pipe bomb. Hey, Wheels, don't forget, no one's safe.
Wrong show! Wrong! Ah! Okay, so this Raw, yeah, crazy things happened. Crazier things can happen. Yeah, like, there was no real confrontation. I think the ladder match was the one thing that they really amped up and hyped up as the real deal. You know, that was the one thing that people needed to look forward to, but no one really cared. The ending, I feel like they should have done something, but they didn't have to go all out like Project says. I think they just needed to do something more than just, play Let Go of My Ego.
It's not really all out, I'm saying. It's break out into a brawl, a short one, have the locker room stop them, and they get destroyed, and that's it.
Yeah, they needed to do something. I just don't know what they needed or should have done. It's very confusing. I feel like they needed to do something, but I don't know what they should have done.
Something a little extra to kind of give us a reason to watch. Just to go home raw, man. To go home raw.
Yeah, they kind of needed to go ham, but they didn't go ham. That was the problem. I think, though, they just were trying to play safe, especially with the whole Lesnar thing was kind of already in their back pocket, and they just wanted to build stuff up. But, we don't know what the hell really is going on with WWE. They're crazy. They're crazy. That's all I can say is they're crazy. I gotta say, one cool thing, though, was with the Raw, the opening promo. I said that was the craziest stuff that they did the entire time. Because I'm sitting there like, what year is this? Why is this Nitro? Can someone explain?
Aren't I on the USA Network, not TNG?
Yeah, I was so confused. It was really bad. I really questioned how old I was. I was like, am I in my 20s or am I back when I was like, 8 years old? Someone explain what's going on, please.
Don't like change.
I don't like. It was so weird. I thought the Monday Night Wars were over, but then Sting showed up on a Monday Night show, and then I was like, oh wait, okay, yeah, the Monday Night Wars are over. But yeah, that opening was great. The ending was kind of crap. The Divas match was great. I don't really remember much about Raw. It's kind of hazy for me. Things are hazy. I don't know why. It just is. Visible Ninja, your thoughts?
I'll agree with Project. Other than the opening promo, which, like I said, was great, and maybe one or two other kind of high points, this wasn't one of the better Raws. It pretty much exists solely, really, to hype up Mania, which, it did an okay job of, but as a show itself, it didn't really do a whole lot. Like I said, the Sting promo was just masterful. That was, yes. And I too was wondering if I had accidentally popped in, an old episode of Nitro or something, but no, the promo did what it needed to do, but the rest of the show kind of didn't. We got another, Matadors plus El Torito versus, Canadian Swiss plus Natty match, which wasn't really that great. We got build up for the ladder match, which is always great. The Daniel Bryan Ziggler match was good. But I just didn't feel the rest of it. I just didn't. But most of it was, again, it was mostly just chatter and build up to Mania. But I don't know. I thought last year's Raw before Mania did a better job balancing the two. But hey, what am I to say? It's all their money is being funneled into Sunday. So I'm guessing.
And Brock Lesnar's contract.
And Brock Lesnar's contract, which, now we know is for 3 years, and that probably cost them a pretty penny. So.
It could be worse. You could have been an Oga and actually thought kayfabe news was the real news.
What?
Yeah, Oga thought the kayfabe news where it said Brock Lesnar signs 3-year contract for one match was legit, and I'm sitting there like, dude, that was kayfabe news you read? True story.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure when you reach the name of the site is called Kayfabe News, you kind of have to take it with a grain of salt, or at least assume it's not real until it's proven real.
Yeah, but see, this I didn't see it from that site. It was one of my Facebook groups posted. Where I was just like,
somebody was
okay.
referring. Oh, okay, fair enough. But if
Yeah.
it wasn't actually direct.
It was
somebody
what
referring
someone
to
just
that, it was
copied and pasted, I'm guessing then.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I'm not dark on it.
I assure you, gentlemen, none of the members of this podcast are Darkon, except Darkon himself.
Exactly. Or Visible Ninja, but that's usually on a Tuesday.
On a Tuesday.
But he was born on a Monday.
But he'll die on a Sunday.
Good. Because of Cthulhu. I watched Justice League. I
You
know
mean
how this happens.
You mean the race from, what's it called? The race from Evolve.
Something like that. Something like that.
Sorry, that's actually Baby Cthulhu.
Baby Cthulhu.
It is Baby Thulu, good sir.
So I think we're done with Raw, are we not?
Yeah.
So you know how Raw actually had more than one match, guys? Well, the rest of the week went downhill from there. Because, sadly, and I really mean this, sadly, NXT only had 2 matches.
No!
One match was Alexa Bliss versus Sasha Banks for the Women's Championship.
Alexa Bliss got tapped out with a bank statement.
Yes, that actually happened. And in the main event, we had, I don't know, Finn Balor? I thought his name was Fergal Devitt versus,
Prince DeVito.
versus, a man known as Kevin Owens?
Prince Devitt.
I thought it was
Kevin
Kevin
Steen.
Steen. But, in this awesome bout of great wrestlers, let's just say, Owens really beat the hell out of Balor. Like, he tried to cripple that SOB. He was like, no F's given, I'm going to destroy your leg. But Balor fought back and got hit with a powerbomb. And, Owens retained. Owens retained because, you know, Owens is that guy. However, well, let's just say we now know that, Owens has no contender. No one that will equal him. Until Sami Zayn comes back from his supposed injuries that were inflicted on him by Kevin Owens himself. But nevertheless, we had a 30-minute main event. Visible Ninja, what's your thoughts on all of this crazy shenanigans?
2 episodes. Bullshit. The one
2
of them.
matches.
Yeah. 2 matches. One of them was for the NXT Divas. NXT Women's title though, which, you know, it's probably one of the, you know, last bastions of true women's wrestling, since, you know, the Knockouts division kind of went to shit. So, sounds like a hell of a match, which I saw it. As for the main event with Balor versus Steen, once again, that sounded so sexy, man. I just wish I saw it.
Yeah, you missed a 30-minute match.
Ugh. And there are far too little of those these days.
You know, the only place where you can see those are at WrestleMania. Which is this Sunday. Sunday. Oh yeah, and then SmackDown was nothing more than 2 matches. And guess what? The faces all won.
Yeah.
No heels win. Visible Ninja, tell me your thoughts on SmackDown.
SmackDown, again, all build up, no real substance. Personally, I thought really the only I thought the only real thing of substance on the show was the whole kind of promo between AJ Page and the Bellas, which I actually liked quite a bit because, you know, AJ and the Bellas were kind of chewing out the Bellas for not being who they were and how they're proud to be geeks and freaks because they're who they are. And AJ kind of stood there like, yeah, totally, man. Well, the Wheelchair 21 stood there and fantasized about Paige's ass.
That didn't happen? What? What lies are you construing now, Visible Ninja?
Yes, it did.
Bullshit. I do not know what you're talking about. I do too.
Yeah, that means he was fantasizing about Paige's ass.
Who doesn't?
True.
Stops, looks at Darkon.
But yeah, like SmackDown this week again, it was pretty much all just promos hyping up Mania, along with the occasional live bit of WrestleMania Today with what's his name, Byron Saxton, and the waifu Renee Young. You know.
Waifu.
Yeah, with them once again promoting the hell out of WrestleMania and us getting two kind of I'd say like C quality matches. So
They were totally shit quality matches, but yeah.
Yeah, not just yeah. I've seen far better SmackDown, let's just say. I will admit last year's SmackDown before WrestleMania wasn't any better. So I guess I can't really expect much. Once again, I'm pretty sure Lesnar's taking the lion's share of the budget right now. So.
Oh, is he now? Is he going to take the cake and eat it too?
And yeah, he's going to take it back to his car and his kids and his wife and protect them all from Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman's evil promo that scared us all.
Yeah.
Because, you know, he would rather let his whole family go to Roman Reigns than let the belt go. Whoa, Paul, whoa, no, bad Paulie, no, bad Paul. But yeah, no, this SmackDown, good hype, but no matches, which is the thing we've learned about. That's like the sad thing I hate about the shows nowadays is no hypey hype.
No hype.
Where's all the hype? Where's all the hypoo? Why is the hypoo missing, Visible Ninja? Why is the hypoo missing?
Because the network sucked it out.
Well, I mean, the network is showing Dolph Ziggler host shows on there about WrestleMania. So, I mean, it can't all be bad.
Well, no, but...
No, it's bad. It's bad.
Vindication.
Because I'm not enjoying it. But, nevertheless, yeah, we have an actual, you know, conclusion to this show, since this is going to be a really short show, since nothing really spectacular happened, like we said. Like, we had a okay Raw, no one good match on NXT, and we had a okay promo-filled SmackDown. So, Visible Ninja, tell us what is our main event on today's show.
Ladies and gentlemen, WrestleMania 31 predictions.
Which will be good by you.
Yay! And so far we have a grand total of 9 announced matches, 2 of which are going to take place on the pre-show. So there we go. First and foremost, a fatal 4-way tag team match for the WWE Tag Team Championship, featuring the teams of Tyson Kidd and Cesaro, featuring Natalya, Los Matadores, A New Day, and the Usos.
Yeah, okay, so this match, right? So, I actually don't know who's going to win, but I'm hoping it either goes to the Usos or A New Day. I do not want Tyson Kidd and Cesaro to keep it, but they're probably going to keep it because they've only had the belt for like a month now. I don't know, I just don't like them or the Matadors. I've never been a fan personally of the Matadors just because I don't like their gimmick. I like them as, you know, Epico and Primo, but, you know, after they got rid of the skanky one, I mean the slutty one, the drunken one, all the above one, Rosa Mendez.
Oh.
They became a joke. They're like Zorro, but, you know, gayer than that blade. And they also have a little mini bull, Boule, who may or may not be committing acts of sexual harassment to the divas. Which he is. El Torito commits sexual acts on a daily basis. He's like what Hornswoggle used to be, a sex offender.
Amen, brother.
No, you're not supposed to cheer him.
Oh.
No. That's bad. You're bad. But, yeah, no, I really hope that Big E and Xavier Woods can win the belts or the Usos get them back because, you know, they better tag team than Tyson Kidd and Cesaro. What are your thoughts, Visible Ninja?
Well, see, like you said, this is really a tough one to call because again, I could see Cesaro and Kidd hanging on to the titles, but I would say that if I had to pass them to somebody new, I too would prefer it go to a New Day as opposed to the Usos, since they've been proven they're kind of stale whenever they have the titles, or the Matadors, who just make them Epico and Primo again. Just yeah.
You know what's funny though?
Mm-hmm.
And this is just something I picked up recently, is whatchamacallit? Oh God, I can't think of their names right now. The New Day, right? They can use the Freebird rule, because if you watch how they do their matches.
That's true. Oh. What with the Saiyan and the Miracle Man and Super Diggle.
Super Diggle!
Yeah, you heard references to DC shows.
People will hate us for all these references, but they'll understand.
They will, but yeah, I guess the project's probably off, driving and eating a shawarma at the same time. And remember, folks, don't drink and drive. Don't eat and drive, because it's just as bad. Next up, also on the pre-show, is the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale, featuring God knows who, along with whoever wins the NXT tournament at Fan Access. So, what do you think, Will? Of the known competitors in the Battle Royale, who's your favorite?
Mizdow is one of my picks. Ryback is one of my picks. Zack Ryder will always be one of my picks.
Even though it'll never happen.
Because he's built to fail.
Zack Ryder, built to fail.
NXT guy is built to win.
Whoever that may be.
Yeah, well, I already know that. Like, there's at least four of my favorite guys are going to probably be in the final four.
Mm-hmm.
What?
There's also the strong possibility that it will mark the return of Sheamus. So.
Maybe Sheamus, but I hope he's in the IC match.
Because that's the thing, yeah. It's been more or less confirmed that Sheamus will be making his grand return at Mania. Though when and where is a question. Some people are figuring during the Battle Royale, whereas others, like Chero, have said they're hoping is during the IC ladder match. It remains to be seen, but yeah, I have to say, of the known people in there, again, it's pretty difficult to say, but I will say that if Sheamus does show up, he'll probably get it. But if he doesn't, I
don't think they'll have Sheamus on the pre-show.
No. Okay, so let's just assume he's going to be in the ladder match then.
I believe Mizdow.
Okay, how am I trying to say? I wouldn't mind if Mizdow won it, but I personally, I don't know. I think Miz himself could probably walk away with it.
Miz can't walk away from anything these days without Mizdow. Because Mizdow
that could be the joke, though.
He's gonna cheat by using Mizdow.
Yeah, I get the feeling it might come down to that kind of BS, because heel Miz, yeah, that's kind of shit heel Miz would do.
Oh, what Visible Ninja would do on a Tuesday.
Pretty much, yeah. And since Project still isn't back, let's move on to the main event. First off, it's Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins in a straight old singles match.
I don't know who's going to win this match. I want Orton to win just because he's been gone for a while, and I just want to see Seth Rollins kicked in the head. Because Seth Rollins needs a good kick in the head. Just like he needs a good kick in the pants because, well, let's just say he's a teeny-weeny bitch. I don't know. I just don't like Seth Rollins right now. I think the one who's going to win it is Orton because someone needs a punt kick.
Yeah, I'm going to call it for Orton too because obviously he's new back. He's got a lot of heat behind him. He's kind of he's tweening right now, which is probably where Orton can probably run best because then he can pretty much attack anybody he damn well pleases. And then he's not restricted by alignment. And obviously, yeah, he's got a add-on for the Authority, and yeah, he's going to take down the Money in the Bank winner just to show that the Legend Killer is well and truly still around. I mean, obviously, it could go the other way. I mean, they could have freaking Rollins win, but I get the feeling they're going to play in Rollins later on in the night, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, I'm going to call this one for Orton as well.
Yeah. What do you say, Project?
If he's here.
He's here. I added him back.
Oh.
Randy Orton for the win in a very, very, very physical and maybe bloody match if they bleed blood.
What kind of blood?
Bloody blood.
Real blood?
I don't know.
Well, I hope there's blood. That's all I hope.
Who knows?
Dark. Okay, I think we can pretty much call this one for Orton. Hopefully, the bloodier the better, and the curb stompier the better. And possibly the punk kickier the better. Because let's face it, yeah, if the punk kick does make its appearance, it's going to be now. Because, why not?
All right, gentlemen, I'm going to call this now. It's going to end with an RKO while Seth Rollins is going for that flying knee that he does.
Oh, yeah. Another RKO out of Africa.
Okay, CM Punk. Okay, CM Punk match.
All right.
It's a pretty. He may have done it many times, but it's still pretty awesome when he does it.
I know,
so,
but it's so predictive.
Predictable, yeah.
But we all know what's going to happen. It's going to be a highlight of the match.
Yeah.
All right, so we can call that one pretty solidly forward. Next up is Rusev versus John Cena for the United States Championship.
Would you like me to start?
Yes.
America. Fuck yeah.
It will be Juan of the Cenas.
That'll be all America.
Juan Cena will take this victory. And then he may or may not put something up Lana's Putin.
Ooh. I think a lot of us are wishing that. So. Okay, well, that's the thing, because they've really been playing up Rusev as an unstoppable monster who can and will severely injure somebody. I mean, just look at how badly he mangled Swagger there on Raw. But then again...
How bad did he mangle him?
Extremely.
How extremely?
Extremely.
Was it deadly extreme?
Almost. It was almost deadly extreme. But then again, we've also seen that Cena, he has a... Yeah, let's just say we saw the return of ruthless aggression Cena, and he was literally about ready to pretty sure kill a bitch there until Lana stepped in, so... You never know. Cena, when let's just say when Cena brings out the fangs, he can really go, but... see, now this is another real conundrum for me, but... You know what, yeah, I'm gonna go with Project and say that all American, Senor Juan will probably win it, though it's not going to be an easy win by any stretch of the imagination, and I'm sure Rusev's going to keep coming after him after the bell goes.
Though, John Cena will win because America. Fuck yeah.
America.
Next match.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I fumbled there. It's the fabled post-streak match. Bray Wyatt versus Undertaker.
It will be Undertaker.
Because they don't want to make it 21-2, right?
Yeah.
I will play devil's advocate, and Bray Wyatt will win. Just because when Undertaker wins at WrestleMania 32, it'll be 22-2. It matches 2-2-2. There you go.
Oh, I see what you did there. Yeah, I know it's the smartest thing to say. Oh yeah, Taker's gonna win. He wants redemption from last year. But then again, they could have Wyatt win it and really show how Taker, is getting up there and how, maybe it's time to, hang up the boots. Next year. Well, next year, anyway, with his grand send-off.
No!
Once again, I'm not really going to call it either way, but I'm just going to say that it could go either way. I mean, yeah, they could have Taker get revenge, or, like I said, they could set up his grand finale, so that's how... Like, I'm going to say,
Taker's gonna
either
win.
way. I think either way, but... Okay.
Taker.
Okay, we're good. Okay. Next up is a tag team match between AJ Lee and Paige versus the Bella Twins. And this
Legion of Woo!
This isn't for the Divas title. Why?
Ah!
No, it's just a straight up tag team match. I'm like, why isn't the Divas title on the line?
Because the Legion of Womb is gonna win.
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna call it for or the frenemies or whatever some of the other names that AJ suggested.
Legion of Womb.
Legion of Womb. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna call for that because you know what? Nikki's been defending it for a while, and don't get me wrong, she's definitely improved as a wrestler, but yeah, she can't really hold a candle to either Paige or AJ really. So yeah, and unless the Bellas pull some twin magic bullshit again, or Brie interferes again for like the 75,000th time. Yeah, Legion of Womb's gonna walk away with it, I think.
It will be the Legion of Womb, no matter what. Project, your thoughts?
Reels, you and I have the same answer.
Legion of Womb.
Okay, next match is the ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship, currently featuring Bad News Barrett, R-Truth, Dean Ambrose, Luke Harper, Dolph Ziggler, Stardust, Daniel Bryan, and apparently Sheamus.
Yeah, because Sheamus is making his return, and no one saw that coming.
So yeah, in this quite really packed match, who's your favorite to get the IC title or to retain it in Barrett's case?
I don't know. I think it's gonna be Sheamus because everyone keeps saying Sheamus is supposedly gonna win.
Well, yeah, if he does make his grand return, then yeah, it would definitely help spark the fires if he won on his return appearance. Especially if the plans that we've been hearing are true, and he's gonna go heel. So yeah.
Yeah, because for some reason, Sheamus is coming back, and he's gonna take Daniel Bryan's chance to become a champion. Because that's, a legit thing.
It is.
But, yeah, no, all I know is, yeah, stuff's happening, and it's gonna be crazy. I don't know much more, really. I feel like Sheamus is gonna win this one. Because Sheamus needs it.
Yeah, if Sheamus does make his grand return during this, and again, I don't see why he wouldn't. Yeah, I'm gonna call it for Sheamus. In the unlikely event he doesn't, yeah, I'm gonna say that DB is probably gonna snag it. But then again, like I said, it's not necessarily a shoo-in, but it's heavily believed that Sheamus will make his return. So yeah, so let's just say Sheamus then.
Sheamus of the Shaman.
Sheamus. Next up is what is being considered the penultimate main event. That is Sting versus Triple H with Sting's legacy on the line. If he loses,
or he'll get Benoit.
He will get Benoit. Well, technically the trope name is to get unpersoned, but...
It is called Benoiting, good sir, or is that what you've been lying to me about?
Okay, he's gonna get Benoit, basically. It'll be as if he never existed, essentially, so... Yeah, so Trips versus Sting. Who's gonna win this Clash of Titans?
Sting, obviously. Okay, the reason I say Sting is just because he's back first time in. They're going to give him an easy won't win. I mean, it's not going to be easy because it's Triple H, but it'll be easy enough. I mean, come on. Come on now. How hard is it going to be?
I'm guessing it's probably going to be quite the slobber knocker, I think, actually.
Because it's Sting.
Yeah, it's going to be one hell of a match, because... Oh, sorry, Project's here, sorry.
Go on. I'll say my pick.
No, I'm just saying it's going to be quite the match because these are definitely two industry veterans who've been around the block. I mean, Trips, used to be in WCW, but then he came over to WWE, WWF, and he really found his voice. Married into the McMahon royalty and everything. So he's got his roots firmly down. And Sting, again, huge icon, WCW, later TNA, definitely has a lot of weight and clout to him. So it's gonna be one hell of a veterans match here we got going on here. But yeah, Sting ain't gonna get Benoit. He's not gonna get unpersoned. He's gonna go into the Hall of Fame. Maybe not next year, but soon, I'm sure. And yeah, but I still think this is probably gonna be one of the highlights of the year, though, is because it's not often you see two guys with the magnitude of Triple H and Sting going at it. So it's gonna be a sight to behold.
And don't forget, Metal, even though Sting's a little older now, Triple H's ego will not allow him to have a bad match, even with Sting.
Exactly, yeah. Trips is gonna force them both to be on top. And we know that Sting's definitely been working out. He's slimmed down noticeably since he was in TNA. And yeah, he's probably been working out too. So, like working out with some
correction, Metal. Correction, Metal. Sting has been working out for 14 years. I don't think he was wrestling anywhere.
Oh, okay. Wink.
He was at home for 14 years, Metal.
He was at home for 14 years, just sitting on the couch, but then he just reappeared in WWE. So okay, I gotcha.
Exactly, that's what happened.
I gotcha. But no, especially this is gonna be just a killer match either way. But yeah, I'm calling it for Sting since yeah.
Visible Ninja, it's been 14 years. Where do you think he... Ah, goddamn it. Where do you think he's been? Really, where would he go?
He's been in his home
a horrible indie promotion that we don't like to talk about.
Sir, he has been in Texas hanging out with Shawn Michaels in Bible camp. Okay? Alright?
And making that one horrible pseudo-Christian biopic of his.
Okay.
Maybe.
Where he talks about his early days and how he knew the Ultimate Warrior back when he was James Ellsworth, and how, he found Jesus. Okay, so, okay, so it's going to be a hell of a match either way. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the main event, the end-all be-all. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
I don't know who's gonna win anymore.
I don't know either. I can't decide.
Yeah, that's really the thing. I mean, before the news kind of broke today, I'm pretty sure we figured Reigns was gonna be a shoo-in because Lesnar was having the recent issues with creative, and there were worries of him no-showing Mania and him possibly going back to UFC, but now we know that all that's been worked out and he just signed a 3-year deal. So
I think that was a work match.
Possibly, but yeah, let's just say, although I want Reigns to win it, Lesnar could just wind up retaining and possibly giving Reigns a solid rematch at Extreme Rules, which I could see happening. But either way, it's going to be a hell of a match. We got two very, very powerful superstars going at it here. We got the Spear versus the F5, and it's man,
it's like I've heard. Hey, it's like I heard this match before somewhere else.
Yeah.
Me too. Sounds familiar. Anybody?
Now, if Roman Reigns has a jackhammer, then I know I heard this match before.
Well, all we need is somebody who drinks beer and is beloved by the fans to kind of, attack them both. Yeah.
Might be a Reigns.
Do we know anybody of that ilk?
Project RDM.
Yeah, but I'm all the way in Canada. I'm not in LA right now, although I could fly down there easily.
Yeah, but you might get deported lately because of stuff.
But I think Brock Lesnar will eat me for breakfast because that guy is gigantic.
You could take him. I have faith in you.
as badass as I am, I would not fight Brock Lesnar.
I don't really have faith. I just want to see Project get his ass kicked.
Yeah, he's probably gonna
Would
die.
you like me to call Brock Lesnar? I will call Brock Lesnar to F5 you. He's not afraid to F5 anybody of any handicap person. Okay.
No, I'm pretty sure he does, or he would have actually F5'd those special needs kids when the people begged him to last year.
Didn't he F5 the one-legged man and he F5 the shark? You think he's not gonna F5 you?
I think I have to sign a contract first.
Sir, he is a mercenary. He will do it for money.
But I think I still have to sign the contract.
No, you don't. You've already signed the contract.
No.
Remember that time you signed that contract and said, I don't care who I fight anybody. I'm tough.
I don't remember being JDF.
And you're like, I'm wheelchair 21, bitch.
Yeah, I don't remember being JDF.
Who's that?
Some guy who tries to make a name for himself off of guys with one match records of MMA.
Oh yeah. But anyways, that's your WrestleMania though. Other than all the promos and the bullshit and the Renee, so yeah.
And the Renees and the Renees and the Renees.
You know what? They should have? A Divas Money in the Bank.
And the winner gets to kill Nikki Bella.
Okay, and I guess here's kind of an addendum question. Doesn't matter who wins. Do you think Rollins will cash in tonight though? I mean,
yeah.
on
You know
Mania.
what? Depending on how the crowd is, I think he might.
Depending, whether Lesnar or Reigns gets it. Yeah.
If Reigns gets it, Seth Rollins will cash in to get the crowd happy.
But the way it's going, it seems like even if Lesnar gets it, he still might kind of cash in against authority orders, just because he's that kind of a selfish prick.
Don't forget, Lesnar's the rumored Lesnar babyface turn. So yeah, that might happen. I won't be surprised. Hasn't happened yet, right? So they want shock value. There you go, cash in the Money in the Bank WrestleMania.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Or we could always get a replay of the Raw after Mania of 29, where a certain other guy could cash in his Money on the Bank on a certain Alberto El Patron, and or Patron, sorry, but it got the crowd all a tizzy.
But he was
Hopefully.
there to show the world.
He was.
He did show the world that day.
And he was there
Not
with
one
his,
night,
and he
he
was there
showed
with
the
Super Diggle and his crazy bitch. So yeah.
Oh, Visible Ninja.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I should use her proper name, AJ Brooks.
No. No, you should actually, as in the white wife and the one who wears the pants in the family, Brooks.
The husband of Phil Brooks.
Okay, that's not okay. Now that's just insulting because she's not Natalia.
Oh.
It's okay. We like that. Look at the bright side. We both like them compared to their husbands.
Anyhow.
Yeah, see, we got one thing we have to agree on. We like more than their husbands.
Anyhow, like Visible Ninja said, that's practically been our show. We have nothing more to say except these few things. Project, how can we find you on social media?
Well, one more thing. None of you are safe because I'll probably be around more often.
Oh God,
find
no.
me at Project One on Instagram and Project RDM on Twitter. And check out hirotaku.com. Listen to Radio Nihon. Are we on Radio Nihon or are we on iTunes?
We're on both.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, then I promoted the right groups. Okay, good.
Visible Ninja, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Visible Ninja 0. Ho ha. Twitter, Visible Ninja 1, and of course on the YouTubes at the Visible Ninjas, where I post funny stuff and occasionally entertaining things, but mostly boring things that don't get any views.
Because you suck.
Not that I really care, but I'm actually working on a bit of a channel overhaul right now. But yeah, okay.
No one cares.
No one
I do.
cares.
Anyways, Wheelchair 21 Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Tadra_Doyle. You can check out WRW the podcast on its official Twitter. You can follow and like Raijo Nihon or Hirotaku on Facebook and Twitter. Anyway, this has been one of our... What?
Don't say or, it's and. You have to follow both, not just one or the other.
Fine. And,
Damn Skippy.
and you're an asshole, so there you go. Anyways, this has
You're
been
welcome.
one of our episodes of the 4th season, and we'll hopefully have a great, awesome Raw after Mania, because if it's a Raw after Mania, it's bound to sell.
It's true.
King Samoa Joe. That is all.
And we're out.